Kelly says, man, I was down in your race shop like at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm opening the big door, and I'm like, any second now, somebody's gonna be coming over. I know she's gonna hear me.
A friend working so hard to give a tribute to his best friend and to both of their families.
I knew it was coming, so I put it in the back of my mind that we had to march through it, and then I decided I wanted to get this thing going.
So this is for the family, and this is also for you.
Yeah, absolutely is. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I want to get in it too.
Working day and night on a surprise that would change both of their lives and lead to a moment so many will never forget.
How blessed am I? How blessed was Chuck to have friends like Kelly and Becky.
Sharing the driver's seat, the Kelly Meyer story. On a quiet country road, lifelong friendships mean everything. Two young men represent so many that experienced so much together.
I remember the day Kelly was racing his bomber, and he come to our house, and he told Chuck, you gotta do this, you got to do this. And so Chuck's like, all right, well, where do I get a car? Because he's like, get in the car, we're going down to Custer's. So Chuck's like, well, I guess I'm gonna go get a race car run. I'm like, okay. And they came back with a car that very day.
For Kelly and Chuck, years of racing. Kelly stuck with it a bit longer. But one day, a devastating fire would take just about everything Kelly had.
My husband coming to my bedroom window to get me out of the house. He's my hero. He got me out, he saved my life.
Burned over 40% of his body, his arms, back, and back of his head. More than 40 days in the hospital. The only thing they had left, their race car in a detached garage. A car he couldn't drive until he healed. But his friend Chuck, facing terminal cancer, wanted to drive just one more time. And he did, in Kelly's car.
I haven't been here probably 20 years in a modified, so it'll be interesting.
Well, you know he's been through a lot of crap.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
been through a lot of crap. Now you're going through a lot of crap together.
That's
huh?
right, that's right.
Enjoying each lap, each race, each day.
I have terminal cancer. Actually, I had chemo yesterday. I have it every Thursday, trying to slow it down.
As the cancer spread and he came to terms with his illness, he told his wife Rhonda that he wanted to give back to the man who gave him so much. His own car that's been stored now for nearly 15 years.
It's pretty cool, isn't it, to have something like this that really symbolizes and represents their friendship for so many years?
Right. And he told me, he says, Rhonda, he gave me the last thing he owned, and he trusted me with his car. He says, so I want to give him this car. I said, that's awesome, Chuck.
Both Rhonda and Kelly would soon lose their best friend.
And part of the grieving process for some is to be depressed or to do something or to find something to do. For you, dealing with that meant coming up and working on the car.
Yeah, exactly. I love working this thing. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I love working on it. So yeah, it's, I don't know, I knew it was coming, so I put it in the back of my mind that we had to march through it, and then I decided I wanted to get this thing going.
So this is for the family, and this is also for you.
Yeah, absolutely is. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I want to get in it too. But getting it ready, having it there on Saturday was for those guys.
The car was in pieces. Kelly went to work quietly, going from shop to collect them.
When he passed, I didn't tell anybody, but at about 3 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, I went out there by myself and drug it home here. And I guess CJ, his boy, knew about it because I had him get the engines were in a different shop. I had him get them out. So I loaded up the engines in one shop, the car in another, and parts out of another shop, and brought it back here and threw it together for Saturday afternoon.
Kelly says, man, I was down in your race shop like at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm opening the big door, and I'm like, any second now, somebody's gonna be coming over. I know she's gonna hear me. I never heard him. So, yeah, we never caught him.
Just 2 days to get a car torn apart for 14 years up and running again. But Kelly had a plan.
Why was it so important for you to get this running again?
I just want to. I want to get in it for one, and as for Chuck, I want to get it going again.
Rhonda had a plan too, a celebration of life, just the way Chuck would want it, with friends and cars, lots of cars. She admits that day she was in a fog most of the day, understandably overwhelmed. So much so she didn't notice at first that Chuck's best friend was missing, until this moment, when one more car came to pay respects.
No clue. In fact, when he come driving up the driveway, it didn't even dawn on me that it was Chuck's car hauler. And I didn't even see the car until Kelly pulled into where he was gonna park. And if Aaron hadn't have been hanging on to me, and he is one of Chuck's co-workers at the arsenal, I would have went to my knees. It was just, wow.
Was it a combination of feelings then and now of a little bit of happiness, a lot of grief, a combination?
Absolutely. It was more happiness. Much more happiness.
Well, how did you want to present it?
Well, I wanted to run, but I ran out of time to make it run, so it went there on the trailer, actually on Chuck's trailer. So it was just, well, the trailer's about as much of an icon as the car is. It's a pretty cool trailer he made, so.
Rhonda's fog lifted.
And then this kind of gave you a moment of clarity when you actually saw the car.
Yes.
And the surge probably came through.
Yes. And I thought, God, how blessed am I? How blessed was Chuck to have friends like Kelly and Becky? They go above and beyond.
But Kelly wasn't done yet, determined to not only get it going, but race again for Chuck's family just a couple of weeks away. Rhonda was there as she heard it start for the first time in over a decade in his garage, watching as a friend worked so hard on the ultimate gift for both of their families. Working together just last fall, together again, at least in spirit, this fall.
So he drove your car last fall.
Yep.
And now this fall, you're driving his.
Yep, where I'm going to try to have it out at the Bash on October 1st, Thursday night. That's the plan.
What do you think you'll be thinking if the family's going to be there, going to be driving his car?
What am I going to be thinking? Or what's he?
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm worried about the car ahead of me. That's all. When you're in that wheel, you ain't got time to think about it, but I just hope it runs good. I hope I don't wreck it. If I do, I'll fix it. It's part of it.
What do you think he'd be thinking or will be thinking as he watches?
Go faster. Why'd you left there? I could hear him in my ear already. He wouldn't be wanting me to take it easy, I guarantee you.
It killed me when Chuck had to quit racing. I was the biggest reason he was out there, he told me, because I loved it so much. But so now Kelly is going to drive it, and I will be there with his family and our family, and we'll come together and we'll be there for Kelly.
It's really pretty special what you guys have. You know what I mean? A lot of people go through, and I know it's a tremendous loss for you, but also you have really something special that a lot of people don't have, with the sense of community.
Absolutely, yes.
He tested it out on a track, stunning the sounds. And then, race day. Kelly hauled in 2 cars that he would race on this night, both cars that have a personal connection for both men.
Chuck Meyerhofer was a longtime racer here in eastern Iowa. Lived over here in the small town of Dixon, Iowa. He raced modifieds with us, and he also raced late models in his last few years of racing. Chuck was a regular here at the Cedar County Raceway when we raced here on Sunday nights back in the day. He also raced with us down at West Liberty. Little guy, great big heart.
Win or lose, life moments. Kelly knows that after what he's lost and gained, there's something much bigger than winning and losing. He is here. They are here, racing as one.
Don't let the stuff that don't matter worry you, because it ain't worth it.
Cool.
Yep. Keep digging.
Rhonda keeps digging too, knowing so many, including her best friend, will always be here.
I just want to say how proud I am of Chuck and his racing career. And I loved him so much.
But he'll always be in here.
Yeah. I know he's with me, and he will be with Kelly. I know it.
Like this story? Make sure to check the first 2 stories on Kelly Meyer on our YouTube channel right now. Subscribe, tell a friend. Inspiring stories of everyday people doing cool stuff. This is The Heart of the Story with Gary Metivier.